football. Today we got the burning issue of what happens if Zimbabwe or ZIFA doesn't hold the elections. What are the implications of not holding elections? Yes, my name is Innocent Manyenga, and of course I have Valentine Mabhugu and Beven Svinurayi to dissect these issues among other football issues that we'll be talking about. Gentlemen, big question: what happens if we don't hold elections by the 31st of January? Valentine.
Innocent, this is a big mess, and we have to understand that the tenure of the Normalization Committee ends on the 31st of January. So that means if we don't hold elections before then, it means we have to wait for another FIFA Council meeting where they gather and make a decision that will take us to close to March. So which means Zimbabwe technically will be suspended till then because we haven't met the requirements that are needed by FIFA. And we are one of the first nations to be accepted, given leeway, understanding, to say, let's move on. What we want is to rectify Zimbabwean football. So that's why these issues are very pertinent and quite controversial. We've got a court case that is in, which is not from the Court of Arbitration for Sport, which is a big challenge for us. And this will look like interference according to FIFA, because FIFA enjoys a certain autonomy and they prefer that, and they are strict about their autonomy, and they'll always try and preserve that, and they will want to set a bad precedence for other nations. Kenya toed the line, Zimbabwe isn't toed the line to return to football, but we were given leeway to say, if we can sort out and resolve this, this could happen. But the challenge that we're having now are these challenges that are coming in. Some would have said, why can't we just allow them to, come in and participate? What are we fearing? What is the hold up about? Is Magaya that powerful?
Sorry, allow, why can't we just allow?
Why can't we just allow Magaya,
the guys that are put in applications,
the guys that are put in Bejan Marwari to come? Are we saying these guys are too powerful, too strong, or whatever the case may be?
But gentlemen, let's understand.
Yes.
There's a set standard here. Put aside. It's not like I'm saying I'm in agreement with the standards and everything.
Sure.
I am saying there is a standard that is there that stipulates the requirements, the prerequisite requirement for everybody to be able to participate in this election. So if you are going to, because there is a constitution here being applied. If you are going to have a constitution, then we can just brush it aside to say, okay, for the sake of these.
There are certain compromises that we have to reach, to find sanity in ourselves.
But why are we compromising?
But do we compromise where there is a constitution?
We have, because we have been in a mess, Beven, where we have been suspended. And these are the roadmap for us to be re-engaged has been set. And what you have to understand is our constitution is not perfect. I've always asked, you remember when I asked the question, what was wrong with Zimbabwean football? What are the challenges? Did we address those challenges about Zimbabwean football? We did not. We had 2 years to do that. FIFA can't be waiting all this long, for us to sort out our mess. What we're asking is, can we just be Zimbabweans and compromise? We've got a period of 4 years where people can be elected.
Valentine.
Can I just finish?
Okay.
Where people can be elected, right? We are readmitted. Then we sort out the mess according to our constitution. The SRC will play its pivotal role as a government watchdog, and also allowing that transition to happen, to put the corrective measures. I think the SRC had an opportunity to send people using Zimbabwean taxpayers' money right around the country to put what is the problem with Zimbabwean football. They've got a good document that I read personally, that I felt that these issues could be addressed, but we did not address them. And I'm saying we could address them in terms of the constitution. One thing that we have to understand is the councillors tenure.
Can I get you corrected?
Yes.
So the compromise that you want us to have. Wait. the compromise is us compromising to say somebody doesn't have 5 O-levels.
Please.
5, so we are discussing 5 O-levels.
Those are basics, though.
Bevan,
We are discussing 5 O-levels.
But
Ordinary.
what I'm saying, Innocent,
Abu Danas, by the way, Marzaus, you know that.
this is an instruction. This is an instruction to one candidate. To one candidate who will be ZIFA president, not to one who's going to be ZIFA vice president, not to one who's going to be the female vice president, not to one that is going to be the board
Yeah,
members.
but that's the biggest job in the...
No,
Yes.
but what are we saying? This is one individual who can be vetoed by these other candidates that are there and members within the ZIFA constituency that make up the board and the executive.
But Valentine,
and then the Congress.
Valentine, allow me to come in.
Yes.
Are you saying we have to adjust or amend a constitution, or wait? You had quite a lengthy time to speak. Are you saying we then have to compromise the constitution just to accommodate 2 individuals who probably no disrespect or anything, I'm saying who probably are headed for tough times with FIFA, having gone the way FIFA does not allow. Why should the standard be adjusted just to accommodate 2 people? I think, Valentine, this is simple. As much as, well, you know my position regarding these 5 O-level things, but I'm saying it's a simple.
What is your position?
It's my position. Well, I feel I don't think it made sense really.
Thank you.
Listen. It's my opinion. My opinion cannot put aside the constitution.
But what
we're saying is, when these people decided, can I finish? Can I finish?
Yes.
When these people decided to be part of the race, Valentine, of all the things, we can't really sit here and be discussing 5 O-levels.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
If people didn't know, O-level results are out. So
let them go and borrow.
We might not have this situation.
Cambridge is ZIFSEC, by the way.
It's ZIFSEC.
ZIFSEC is out.
Cambridge levels are out.
Yeah, but ZIFSEC O-level is out.
Oh yes.
Thank you.
This would not.
I want you to know something.
The end all. I was going to bring that and say the end all.
Hold on, gentlemen, hold on. We're here at the Centurion Bar at Harare Sports Club, and yes, we're talking about a very important issue here: the implications of not holding ZIFA elections on Zimbabwean football. What does it mean if we don't hold the elections by the 31st? And like Valentine said that, yes, you're about to say something?
Yeah, I wanted just to say, the scary part for me is finding ourselves in no man's land again because of, the bungling, not just of the candidates here, even the normalization committee. They are complicit in this. You should not absolve them of blame in this regard, because all these funny things that we're saying, we can trace them back to the normalization committee, the way they handled the whole process, right? I felt because they knew exactly who had raised their hand to say, I'm going to be in the race. So they were supposed to explain to these guys also, whether by way of correspondence or what, to say, you are going to go through an integrity test, fine. And this is what we are going to be looking at. So if we expect each and every one of you put forward your O-level certificate, put whatever, because this is the minimum requirements that we're going to ask, right? And nobody really understands the process or the criteria within which these guys were operating. And to say, it was after there was public uproar and then there was noise even from the suspended individuals that we got to know that they were suspended because they didn't have 5 O-levels. And there is a clause which technically can be contested in courts of law. Hence, these guys have gone to the courts of law, and you're putting everything in jeopardy now. So
but doesn't that feel and sound as if we're just looking for an excuse? Because if it was me personally, if we're going to eliminate someone from elections because of a reason, why is it that I wouldn't then say it
Let me give you
and wait for uproar?
Let me give you an example of Jan Madwaro. He might not have 5 O-levels, but he's got something.
Might. Thank you for might.
Yes. But he's got something that is above that, that is contesting it. And he went to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. All right? To question that, to say, I can't be eliminated because of an educational qualification. I'm a footballer.
Which is lesser than the qualification
that I have. This is where the argument is. So what we're saying is the NC itself, come on, how many times have they bungled? They even bungled the names when they were releasing the names. Just type a typo kind of error. It tells you about the competence of this normalization committee. All right? And their tenure ends on the 31st. If we don't hold elections by the 31st, Zimbabwe is going to be suspended from international football, which means they will have to wait for a FIFA Congress to deal with Zimbabwe's issue to say whether Zimbabwe is readmitted or Zimbabwe is going to be suspended, because they couldn't hold elections according to the FIFA roadmap, which is a big challenge.
We're back to square one.
Exactly.
And even if we hold elections with the things that are happening...
Why not compromise and allow them?
Yeah, but still, even if we have the elections,
then
we're starting off on the wrong...
They're going to win the elections unless we're protecting a certain candidate.
No, I think communication from FIFA should be at this stage that these elections must be held. Regarding, put aside whatever issues that you guys have, FIFA wants these elections to be held because they need to win off Zimbabwe from being a problem in their hands. So I think now the Achilles heel in all this is the High Court cases. They are going to be problematic because if High Court is to come up with any ruling, this is my understanding, in favor of in such a way that you're not going to have the election, to say maybe it favors this, if it's against what the normalization committee have said, it means that is likely going to be interpreted as interference, and we are likely going to go back to square one. That is the problem we are faced with. I think then this is where the word Valentine is fond of using today comes in, compromise. But compromise on whose part? I would borrow a leaf from what Honorable Farajere did to say, okay, let football be the winner. You're looking at the implications of say you're not going to have elections. And say, I'm saying on the part of the candidates that have taken their cases to court, to say, okay, if I'm a football person, to say, okay, I want football to be the winner, I would probably then go his way to say, I will let football be the winner, because you want to look at what are the implications of another suspension. Somebody sweated out to qualify for African Cup of Nations. Yes. Somebody is expecting, his career to grow by playing at that tournament. If we are then somehow suspended, if it gets to that level, what does it do? We have already affected generations. Remember, it was the ban, it was COVID. So there is a generation affected. So if you're going to allow for that to happen again, it's really anti-football.
Yeah, and if you say you're a candidate and you've got football at heart, then
why are we putting the blame on the candidate?
No, we're not putting the blame on the candidate.
What I'm saying
we're just saying,
that's what I'm saying.
This is a two.
Why can't we compromise? That's why I said the NC compromise say everybody participate. We're not. It's not like we're getting new candidates to come in. There are these three that can participate. All right. Yeah, but what difference do they bring?
If we do that,
what impact do they bring to the game?
If we do that,
if they win, fair enough. Are we afraid that they're going to win? Can't we say we want football to return to Zimbabwe? We want normalcy to return to Zimbabwean football. Let's let these other candidates participate, because he has mentioned Farajere, astute, a man of integrity, not aggrieved by anything. He knows maybe his time is going to come, but others don't think so. Walter Magaya does not think so. Themba Mliso does not think so. Benjamin Marwaru does not think so. So why can't we reach that compromise that I'm mentioning to say, let's reach that compromise.
Valentine, just to butt in.
And allow football to go ahead.
Just to butt in, Valentine.
I allowed you to speak. Let me finish my point. Why can't we allow football to take heed and go ahead? You allowed Farajere to say, it's okay. Why can normalization committee say, it's okay, we will allow this? Let them.
But won't that affect the integrity of the normalization committee?
Are we saying these guys? Do we know? Are these elections fixed? Do we know what's going to happen? We don't.
No, we don't.
So let the election take place.
But
unless if they win, then we'll deal with the issue thereafter.
Here is the issue, Valentine. Here is the issue, Valentine. Here is the issue, Valentine.
Because this is the presidency. Unless if it was contested among, the vice presidents, the councillors. Not the councillors, the board members. Then we'll say we've got a problem.
Valentine.
But this is the president.
Valentine, can you just hear me out?
Yes, he did.
The compromise would have been easier if the two candidates in question would have probably gone there. The compromise that I'm talking about, I think it would have been easier. Listen, it would have been easier if they had not gone to the courts, these legal courts. Benjani was aggrieved. Listen, Valentine. Benjani was aggrieved. So was his name? No. The other one who went the court of arbitration way. Gift band. We are saying the constitution is clear as to the route with which the route you are supposed to take is to go to the court of arbitration.
Can I explain that? Can I explain that?
You can explain,
yes.
But
can I explain? The court of arbitration is expensive. 11,000 for a hearing for an individual that he has to pay. ZIFA has to pay that. Benjani has to top it up if ZIFA can pay for his case to be heard. If you didn't know. All right? Because ZIFA can play the slow hand. Because the court of arbitration is not the same as the route that Magaya.
But what does the constitution say?
Can I? I'm coming there. All right. What the court of arbitration does, and it's not as forcible as the local courts. What the local courts decide. Magaya says to himself, I can spend 20 to 40,000 for my case to be heard. I can spend 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 for my case to be heard in a local court because I'm aggrieved. You understand? Benjani probably is affluent. I'll bring that word again. Affluent enough to say if ZIFA does not want my case to be heard, I'll pay the 11,000 that ZIFA is supposed to pay.
So that the case, are you implying that Walter Magaya would not have 11,000?
He does not have that. Do you know his pocket?
No, I don't know his pocket, but there is evidence. I mean, this is a guy who has built a stadium. And you fail to pay 11,000. Come on, Valentine.
It does not have that money.
Valentine,
do you know his account? Do you know that?
He probably
does. As a person and a businessman, he's a businessman. And I feel this.
It's not 11,000. It's 11 for himself, 11 for the ZIFA. All right, yeah, plus 6,000 that he has to be paid for those that are going to sit. How much are we talking about? You are talking about 27,000.
It's not him who's paying 27,000. Is he the one paying 27,000?
ZIFA is not going to pay that. ZIFA is going to stick. Like what they've done with the Benjani case. ZIFA is
no. But I think there are repercussions. There are repercussions for ZIFA failing to pay.
These are 3 people, and Benjani has to pay 27. Magaya has to pay 27.
Valentine, is that a correct or factual position?
It's a correct position because these are different cases. They're bringing different cases.
Hear me out. I'm saying.
So they went for the cheaper courts, which are our local courts. All right, where they can afford it.
I've got a question, Innocent, in that regard. Is it correct or factual to say if ZIFA do not pay, it's the aggrieved party that has to pay? I don't think that's how it works. I would need to find out because at the end of the day,
I'm a law student and I'll say it on record. Go read statutes of the CAS, what it means. If you want your case to be heard, expedited, when the aggrieved, when the accused, rather, in this case, which is ZIFA, does not want this processed, you pay so that they appeal before you get the judgment.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
All right, gentlemen, yes, we are live here at the Centurion Sports
It's
Bar.
interesting.
And we're talking about the implications of not holding the elections that are slated for the 25th of January. And as many might have heard, that there are issues that have been sent to the courts. And we've talked about the implications that FIFA doesn't really like its issues being taken to courts, likes to keep it
Within football.
Within football. So yeah, that's the issue. We've talked about it. Now let's talk about the position below the president. That's the vice presidency. Okay, so now we're supposed to have a female vice president and a male vice president.
It's some quota system.
We've resorted to a quota system. What my question is it prudent to have, I mean, if the ladies have the qualifications and the abilities, why are they not contesting with the guys?
Yeah, because I think the constitution does not bar anyone, maybe even for presidency.
Yes.
I haven't seen any
women
any woman candidate there, and it's something that is shocking because really we are talking of empowerment, right? And we're talking of change. You can hear statements to the effect that what men can do, women can do better. If men can be ZIFA president and women can be better, surely we should be having a female candidate. Raising their hand to say, I want to be a part of this. So it's shocking then that for the highest office we are not having any. I know of capable women, but to my surprise, I'm seeing them. Some of the names I'm seeing on the vice presidency, and I don't know why. What was the reason for them not going for the top post and try to champion their issues? Because these are the guys that are going to come out guns blazing to say our issues are not being considered. Yeah. Our issues are being taken as second class. So you've got a chance to take up the post and make sure that you champion the cause. Because I feel if you're going to have maybe a lady ZIFA president, what does that say to the women's football? It naturally, there is that natural bias that comes fine. So I'm saying, if they are not raising their hands to be part of that, what are they saying? Are they saying they can't compete with the men?
And why are we going for the easier option here? This feels like an easier option, isn't it? Because there's a seat already reserved for you, and
yeah, I'm not so sure about. Well, I will not sit here and pretend to say I'm an expert when it comes to constitutional matters.
Unlike our mate.
No, he's a student of law. You would know better. But I'm saying, I don't understand the reason as to why we have a reserved seat. Because I'm a strong believer in meritocracy. I believe in merit. Any woman who's able to challenge the men, let them do so, but based on merit, not some of this. Why are we reserving the seat anyway?
Valentine.
The challenge that we have is men have dominated the game for the longest. So if we don't allow women participation through affirmative action, that becomes a challenge. Because
wait, are you saying
what we regard as the men's world? Let's look at the composition of the guys. Let's look at. Did you do your research on the councillors?
The composition of the
composition of the councillors. It's a men's world. So how do you empower women and so that they get involved? They have a voice. It's through affirmative action. All right. And this is what has happened through the Constitution writing to say, forcibly, let's have a woman vice president. How many are there in that list that we say vice president, all right, without affirmative action? Because we've got the second vice president, all right, which is strictly female. This is affirmative action. I would tell you no woman would have won that election.
Why?
Why is there no affirmative action when it comes to the ZIFA presidency?
Because it's a men's world.
Yeah, but it's the same thing that you did, yeah.
How have we progressed as a nation to say women can be in the echelons of power?
We've progressed very well in Zimbabwe.
We haven't.
Also,
give me an example.
No, the burden of proof is with you, isn't it?
Exactly. So what I'm saying is, let's look at the presidium itself. There's no affirmative action that has happened. All right? Clearly. So we are not going to get there easily without doing that, implementing affirmative action to say, let's be lenient. That's why there's no requirement for a woman who wants to be a president to have five
so they don't have. So they
wait. So how does
this constitution is interesting really? So the 5 O levels. No, listen now. The 5 O levels only apply to the male candidates, and
they're privilege. Men are privileged.
You mean to tell me the women don't have 5 O levels?
Huh? They do.
But isn't that an
indication? They will never get the vote because they're women.
Never. Why would you say never?
Why would you say never? Like when is it? Okay. Do we have a case?
How many men do believe electorally? Do believe that women can lead? Let's be honest. How many men do believe women can lead?
If there is a track record, listen, we can't give you numbers.
Let's do specifics. You ask me.
Listen,
you ask me to
yes, we are responding to you, Valentine, to say. We are responding to you to say.
I'll give you women who've got better qualifications than some of the cis candidates that are going for the ZIFA.
Better qualifications in terms of what?
Education and experience.
Yeah, but you do agree that educational qualifications are not.
We call it playing it safe.
Listen,
because they know the environment.
Educational qualifications do not necessarily mean a good.
Councillors are women.
Wait, let's before we go there.
Councillors are women.
Before we go there, Valentine, you were making a point.
I was saying educational qualifications do not mean somebody is a good leader. Because you can have qualifications that can fill a whole library, and when you are not a leader, and we have seen that.
When you elect somebody, do you look at their experience or you look at their qualifications?
No, you look at both. You look at both.
Exactly.
You look at both.
So if these women been tried.
Have they tried?
I know there are candidates on that list that have been in women that have been in football leadership before.
Do you think men will trust them?
No, why not? Let me tell you. I will respond. Yes. I'm a man.
Yes.
If I were a councillor, listen. I believe in patriotism. Yes, but don't get me out of context. Don't get me out of context. I will tell you. Yes, but
you leave that.
Yes. Listen, I'm patriarchal. Is he says like that? I'm proud of. Yes, but I'll tell you what. If I were a councillor and Mavis Gumbo, for example, raises her hand to say she wants a stake in it, I look at what she did when she was leading. She was leading the women football. She did so well. Listen.
Without naming names.
Let me tell you this. Listen. If she were to put her hand to say she wants to have a go, I would definitely vote for her because I know what she did and I know what she's capable of. Because of having seen her do that. So I'm saying, why are they, looking down upon themselves to say you want a safe landing? Why not go for the top gong?
Maybe
can I button and
you've been doing a lot of that. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I would say his perspective is different from the councillors. You understand?
No, that's an assumption.
Wait.
That's an assumption.
Have you spoken to the councillors?
Use the same assumption. I'm using the same assumption.
What assumption?
If he knew Mavis Gumbo to be like this, do they know the councillors?
No, wait.
What achievement out of vote?
Can I respond to that?
This is an election.
Can I respond to that?
This is an election.
Can I respond to that? Can I respond to that?
Please do.
Everybody who is a councillor today
was
probably a councillor during the time that she was.
Do they share the same perspective about women?
Listen. You asked. I want to respond to the first question. I want to.
Assumption. Yes,
Valentine, you asked the question.
Assumption wrong?
You asked the question. Allow me to respond to your question.
Thank you.
You
My
are
assumption is not wrong. Thank you.
Innocent. This guy asked me a question.
Yes.
I think I should be given room to respond.
To respond to it.
Because if he says, do they know, and then I'm responding, then he cuts me.
Okay, go ahead, Beven.
I am saying, these guys, the councillors, they have been in football for forever. Maybe some of them have been in football way before Mavis Gumbo even came. We are just mentioning it as an example, right? I'm saying, they know what she did because they were part of it. Remember, these councillors are not just looking at the male part of football. They are also, because they are also the ones that are looking at the girl child in terms of, because we have got leagues running now. So they know what she did. If it's up to them to either to vote for what a person can do rather than looking at the gender.
Can I
Just hold on a moment. I bet a lot of people are wondering who are these women that are vying for the post of vice presidency. We've got, of course, the lady that has been topical, Mavis Gumbo, who's a former leader of women's football. Amazing what she's done in promoting women's football in Zimbabwe. We've got Patience Mutuma, a prominent figure in local football administration, advocating for greater inclusion and development. We've got Winnet Murota, active in football governance with a focus on youth development and grassroots programs. We've got Joyce Kapota, known for her administrative skills and commitment to improving football infrastructure. Loveness Mukura, chairperson of Rentals Queens, with a strong background in women's football. Now, these are the women that will be vying for that was the first or second vice presidency. And Valentine, you want to say something?
Yes, I wanted to say, I totally understand Beven's perspective. But what I'm saying is, what belief does he have that these men are not patriarchal like him? That don't believe that.
No.
Let me answer that. Let me answer that.
Yes.
Patriarchy doesn't necessarily mean we're going to disregard
No.
a person's ability.
But patriarchy tells you that a woman can't lead.
No.
It does.
You are misconstruing everything.
Patriarchy means it tells you that a man has to be above and be respected. That's what patriarchy is.
But Valentine, please do not.
Not that a woman undresses herself to a lower stable, but it means that a woman has to be submissive. That's patriarchy.
Listen,
are we still talking about administration
in football? Thank you, because you cannot bring.
I'm telling you from a thought process to say, and we're using assumptions here.
Yeah.
No,
you have to respect my assumption. In as much as I've respected your assumption, we are saying men, and who are the majority of the councillors, might not feel that a woman is ready and is strong enough to lead Zimbabwean football. That's why we are saying, I'll tell you, if we didn't use affirmative action to include women, we would have an all-male ZIFA council and everything in between.
When have we ever had an all-male? When have we ever had an all-male setup like you say?
How many women did you have in the last board?
You tell me. You tell me. Was it all male?
How many were there?
No.
It was because of affirmative action, because we had to have a woman leading women's football. But I'll tell you, if there was a man who would have wanted to lead women's football, it would have been a man.
That doesn't make sense. If you're telling me that the patriarchy, quotations, believes in men leading, so why wouldn't it just go ahead and say men lead women's football?
No, you know what they're saying? Because men have not been allowed in this constitution
to what?
To lead women's football.
And who crafted this constitution?
Who crafted the constitution?
Men.
So they've not been allowed by who? By who?
Men.
Who stopped
men protected their territory. Because women have never been involved in football. If women wanted space, never.
Let's not.
I'm telling you, if we had an option here, I'm telling you, there are men who would have said they're leading women's football.
You know what?
Women's football. I'll tell you, they would have said we are leading women's football. Men leading women's football.
They are still leading women's football. If the president is going to be a man, he's the one who's over running charge.
Why do we have a male coach in women's football Why would we have, male administrators in football instead of women? Because men are
the same
getting into the
reason why.
space.
No, Valentine.
Not
Valentine.
because of competence,
Valentine.
but because of men are patriarchal like that.
No, Valentine. No, this guy, I think he's misconstruing things here. Because at the end of the day...
How many issues did you bring in?
Yeah, exactly. Let's not make this...
A dozen of them
you
to
know
show
what?
you
Valentine,
what patriarchy does.
Valentine
and how patriarchy works
is
in our
pushing
society.
some agenda that we have to look at.
Agenda,
But
Supporter of women, I'm supporting women.
here's the thing. Maybe for avoidance of being misconstrued to say that we want to push for male, dominance. What we were saying we now have relatively empowered women, regardless of what anyone will say. Can I finish, Valentine?
How are you empowering them? Go ahead, but
Listen. If you want to look at the years gone by, we didn't have women as empowered as we have now. We have to salute what the government has done regarding the empowerment of women. We now have women coming up and raising their hand to be counted amongst the best people.
Let's not confuse empowerment with pitancy and trying to adhere to issues of empowerment.
It's how we are going to define it, but we have had more names of women coming up now, and I'm saying in fact the names that you've just read out, right?
This is a women constituency.
What we are saying
they're
is
not even there in the six that are competing in the men's.
But how many have
were
applied?
they told not to?
They know.
No, but
come on.
How do you know?
I think we can move to the next section.
If you want to be involved and to change things,
does the Constitution deny them a chance to go for the top goal?
Let me tell you one thing. If you're a smart politician, you know sometimes for you to be involved in a process, you can't go through the first door. You go through the third door to get to the first door. This is what these women have done. They've gone through the third door to come to the front door.
That not even a single woman decided that.
No, because they know it's a men's world.
But
it's
don't you think
when will it be a woman's world such that they will get to the
after
first
this election when we correct the constitution? We mentioned how bad this constitution is.
By we, who are you referring to?
Who's going to change this
Who's
constitution?
going to change this constitution?
The new councillors that are coming into force.
You are sure that there are new councillors?
You are sure these councillors
No,
will
if
be...
you want to sort out our football, let's be genuine, gentlemen. If you want to sort out our football,
we need new councillors.
We need new councillors, we need a new constitution.
New councillors, and you are so sure that you will have...
No, I'm not so sure because it's an electoral process. If
please adjust your statements.
Yeah, so how do I want me to adjust it?
Because you're saying when we have new councillors, we will change this. You don't know the orientation that these guys will have.
We have elections. Potentially we're going to have new councillors, isn't it?
Yes,
potential. Yeah?
So we are going to have women councillors.
100% of the councillors that they are going to be retained.
Okay, so we are assuming that...
We share the same vision that of the past.
Are we assuming when we have these new councillors, we will have women...
The grassroots elections, all right? There are people that are going to campaign, all right? Maybe more women might come in.
Maybe.
It comes to a maybe.
It's assumption, all right? Because I'll tell you, 90% of the councillors...
You have done a lot of assuming.
Let me tell you, 96%, let me give you fact. Let me give you a fact.
It's okay.
Effect.
For the first time, it's good.
Today, that's the second fact is giving us today.
Because you
okay, give us the fact.
96% of councillors are male.
96%.
96%. Only of the 126, 6 are women.
And that's because why is that?
Because the gap has been closed for women. They can't participate. It's either they don't have the money, they don't have the resources, all right?
Women.
And they're not regarded. Yes, they're not regarded as people who can lead.
Valentine, you're talking about 19 Gochanembe. You're not talking about the contemporary society.
Go on the ground, what's happening? As I said, guys, research.
Don't come here, high and mighty, thinking you're the only one who researches. No, we'll not take that from you.
We are at Centuria right now, and we're talking about the vice presidency and the quota system that is there, that we have now 2 vice presidents, 1 female. and of course 1 male. Something that we didn't do is that give you the males that are vying for the ZIFA vice presidency.
Cleared.
Yeah, the cleared. Males. That is Omega
See,
smart.
women are smart. They're not in controversies. No one is challenging this.
No one needs O levels.
Listen. Nobody
women
required 5 O levels from them.
They've got 5 O levels.
Did you see their certificates?
They've got. Beven, how many graduates, university graduates do we have?
You know
That more than men.
What?
More than men.
What?
How many university graduates?
Which man is not a university graduate there?
Yeah. Is Walter Mackay University?
He's not there. He's not there.
Is there
He's
Walter Mackay?
so many university graduates.
Do you know his qualification?
I have his qualification.
What is his highest qualification?
CAF AB.
Are you talking education now? We're not talking about
Educational has got 5 O levels.
Valentine. Your subject today are alarming. Come on, listen, let's move to the next stage.
These are the views and comments of Valentine Mabhugu. It has nothing to do with this podcast.
Yes, it's him.
It's him and his views. So we've got Omega Sibanda, former ZIFA vice president, who believes that
One of the
he's
best
still.
attitude leaders.
And then there he goes with these agendas again.
No, I'm just explaining. We are going step by step, comparing with women.
Omega Sibanda, former vice president, who still believes that he hasn't finished a term, has he?
Proceed.
Anyway, he still feels like there's
He still has a job to do.
just a job to do. Peter Dube, former Islanders chairman, respected for his leadership and contribution to the beautiful
Only
game.
to Islanders.
Kennedy Debele, a Premier League CEO known for his
Very
administration. Okay, I'm just gonna name the candidates and then you finish. Right?
Yes.
Kennedy Debele.
Very experienced, astute leader, and he's been in the game for the longest.
Francis Nyamtamba.
I think he's past his time.
Wait.
But
You see, there's a bias there.
This is
I'm telling
Can I tell you, it's funny you have to say. You know why there's a bias?
asked me.
Why is it?
When it's Kenny Ndebele, no, get me right here. When it's Kenny, it's he has been in the game for a long time. It's not, it's experience.
It's experience.
So when
If
it
you
comes
came- if
when
you
it
came
comes
to
to
the game in the 2000s.
Nyamtamba, he has overstayed his
How
own.
old is he? I don't mean to talk about ageism, but how
Let's
old?
move on.
How long has he been in the game?
We're moving on.
But
to
it's-
Barashi.
Has he upgraded his qualifications? No,
Zimbabwe-
Kenny Ndebele is upgraded his
I'm
qualifications.
not
we're
disputing
not
that, but I'm saying
disputing
use the same yardstick.
I'm using- that's what I'm
If
saying.
you are saying
I
experience,
think
call
you
it
said-
experience.
no.
Experience
No,
is
no, no.
experience.
I said he's in what we need. In what we need.
All right.
Not what we don't. We might have
Valentine,
chaff
but
of someone who's been in the game for 100 years. But it's
Can we-
Yes, really. Anyway, Simbarase J Takaba.
Takava, I think
Takavada.
Takavada.
James Takavada.
James
Excuse me.
Takavada, I think, is experienced. I think he needs an opportunity to get into the game.
He has been in the game
For a very long time.
No, I want to hear because he has been there.
He's been in the game
When
as
was
long as Kenny. Thank you.
as long as Kenny?
Yeah.
Longer than Kenny.
Labour guy, but I think he's better. He has upgraded himself than Nyamtamba.
I will not pursue that.
All right, so we're done with the elections. Let's talk about the transfers. There's a transfer that you were pretty much shocked about, Beven.
Yeah. You know, I these money bags. Do I call them money bags? I think is what we used to refer to Ngezi Platinum
and FC
Platinum. I think we need to coin a new name for these guys
Can I
because
give you a name?
yes.
The affluent teams.
You're okay. Yeah. Who got affluent?
Yes.
These affluent sides, men, they are obliterating the market, and I don't know what has happened to the money bags. Why? As I was going to work, I met one of my favorite footballers, Carlos Mavuru. And I'm like, ko urguite ikuno, like he's from Strings, yes, but we met in town. So I was like, urguite ikuno in the sense of Kwarari, because Carlos was playing for Ngezi Platinum. Then
Isn't it off-season?
teams are back.
Training. So go ahead. I want to find out. It's probably off-season. You met him off-season.
No, teams are back. They have been pre-season now.
All right.
So the guy is going. in that northern direction, right?
Where?
So I'm like, where are you going?
No, the
No,
Mtare.
I'm telling you, will be east.
Oh, Mtare is this.
That's right. So he's going, and I'm like, where are you going? He says, I'm not at Zimbabwe. I'm there. So I'm like, wow. These teams are going to be, especially Zimbabwe. Believe you me, people may sit and talk about Scotland, no disrespect, these guys, they're doing a fantastic job. They are bringing a very good and refreshing dimension to
Buying everything.
how we are doing.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it depends how you see it, but I think they've brought a dimension that is, that is good for our football. But Zimbabwe, they've got, in terms of the squad also that they've assembled. But Zimbabwe, man, they're assembling a beast. Believe you me.
I wanted to ask you this last week. What sort of effect does it have Zimbabwe losing Tondera Ndirai?
Tondera Ndirai.
Because I don't know. When he started at Zimbabwe, it wasn't the change. The changing room wasn't what it is now.
Okay.
He built that.
Okay. The thing with Tondera Ndirai is he is cut from the same cloth as Lloyd Chitembwe and Norman Mapesa. I'm not. There's a character trait that I'm referring to. These are guys who are tough as nails. They will not allow you to mess around. You will not cross their paths. But you should also be privy to the fact that he was just there for 2 seasons. It's not like he was there forever. And I think it's actually a new era, because he pretty much left with everybody that was behind his success in that season. So I think it's not going to be that much of a problem for Zimbabwe, because when Joe Lupata then comes in, he comes into a totally new setup. But a plus on his side is he's going to be working with players that he has worked with before. He's going to be working with, say, I would say this even last season, that I believe Joel Pata's favorite player at Dynamos last season, I would say it was Emmanuel Zuoch. He has him now. I would say there's Donald Mudari. These are guys that he has worked with, and it's not going to be difficult for him. So it's the change of the technical setup, because I think it's just him really. So it's not going to affect Zimbabwe much.
All right. Having said that, Tondera Ndirai now at Scotland, all these players coming in, will he be able to handle?
Like I alluded to earlier on, to say, character-wise, this is one person that I am sure is able to handle all the egos that can come into play whenever you assemble such a big squad. And now the clout is growing bigger, because he has a premiership in the bag. So he now has a bit of clout.
But I also believe it's about renewal as well. I mean, you would have worked hard so many years, and you need a new challenge, you need something different, you need something proper. Right? And this is why I'm respecting Joe Lupata's tenure at Zimbabwe and what he's building. He's one man who's getting an opportunity, to build something different, something unique. We know how pragmatic that is Tondera Ndirai is in terms of his gameplay. I like how he mentioned that he's cut from the cloth that, what you call him?
Chitembwe
and Norman Mapesa. In as much as Norman Mapesa is an entertainer, I'll try and remove him from that. Chitembwe is conservative, but allows freedom for the players. But Ndirai is one player, is one coach who would say, you stick to my,
We're going to do this, and that's how we do it.
That's how we do it. I'm going to lose the game. It's okay.
But it's because
this is what I want. This is what I believe in. So what Joe Lupata will bring to the game is something totally different, because we haven't seen Joe Lupata's game. We might have seen it at Dynamos, but how much of influence do we think he had? This is the opportunity for Joe Lupata to show us his entertainism. But what I can judge him from is his recruitment process. Where he's going and who is he, bringing in. If you went for Carlos Mavure, I'll tell you what he's attacking.
Yeah, but
and the players that he's brought in. And
I've got a question there, Dover, if you can allow me to ask you. When you say his recruitment, when you're at Zimbabwe in Scotland, are you the one?
Guys, we said we should not use assumptions.
No, it's not. It's a question. I'm not assuming. I'm asking. Because here's the thing. 29 Diraya went to Scotland.
He was in control of it.
And no, he was recruited at the same time. Some of it was being recruited.
Can I respond to that? Yeah. We're using assumption, isn't it? You allow me to.
Yeah.
I think Joe Lupata will be in control
of the team.
No, let's say he'll be in charge of the.
You'll be in charge of the team.
Don't use the word control.
All right, in charge of the team.
Yes.
Or what he wants in this regard. So I think it's an opportunity to see what type of football he wants. I can't wait for their first off-season game because we have to cover that, guys. I will go for their game, and if they are listening, Zimbabwe, we need to cover your first game. Or whether it's a friendly, whatever, you need to cover that to see the tactics and the thinking. Is it the same that he was implementing at Dynamos, or is something that is totally different? So that we know, because what we know with Mablanyo, I think Dynamos had improved when he came in. Dynamos somehow improved in terms of how they were attacking, how they were.
New coach bounce.
Yeah, new coach bounce. So was that a fluke?
That's what we want to find out.
That's what we
on
want
whose
to find
part? On Joel Parsons.
On Joel Parsons. Because we are saying, somebody who's bringing new ideas, were they accepted or he was being limited?
As assistant, you are not the coach.
Yeah,
so you are naturally limited.
This is what we want to see. Was he in control? What type of football does Joel Parsons play or prefer? Because we know what Mapeza wants. We know what Todera Ndiraya wants. He doesn't want to concede goals. We know how Lodgetable wants to play. He keeps it solid and tight and fit players. He wants hard workers. We know what Herbert Marua wants, a tail one. We saw how he made them, gave them a turnaround when he came in at the end of the season. Now they played entertaining, interesting football. Many goals came in and for Tewan.
Yeah.
We know how Kevin Kaimbi plays. So, I mean, if you can judge all these coaches, let's see how John Parsons.
But you know what I'm still shocked with is how Dynamos now. It appears they're losing everybody. They lost Donald Mudadi, they lost Naga Shandirwa, they lost Issa Sadiki, they lost Emmanuel Zuocha, they lost who am I leaving out? I'm hearing they lost the twins. I'm hearing they lost Emmanuel Jalai.
That's not confirmed.
That's why I said I'm hearing. Because word says he is Manika Diamonds bound.
Yeah.
So
can I respond to that?
So I don't think I'm finished.
All the broke big giants are losing players.
They lost.
But one is losing more than
they lost. Can I finish?
I'll tell you how many.
Can I finish? They lost the
captain.
They lost the captain. Prince. What was Frank Makarat?
To who?
Frank Makarat is now a top one.
Yeah, downgrade.
Yeah, downgrade in terms of name,
okay.
But
he wasn't playing first team.
Yeah, so virtually, I'm thinking.
We're talking about subs. I'll tell you how many they've lost. Have lost 9, including subs, if you're good, but 6 prominent ones.
That's after team.
They lost players. We're not talking about subs. Players, count.
I'm saying
count.
This big size.
Count.
Udua.
Chikua.
Baba Juga.
Yeah.
Godfrey Makaro.
Yes, I know. Chikua.
Lenoth. Chigumira. They lost the player they loaned for the season. To Arnell. The injured player, I'm forgetting his name. But they said.
Yeah, you said 9, so we are 5.
Yeah.
We went 4.
Then they've lost 3 of their substitute bench players. All right?
Who are those?
Who are these?
Eric Stemera, Livan Kosi, and I'm forgetting the other. So I calculated them. Islanders has lost 9 potential players that would have helped their season. All right, for start, and these 9 could have potentially started because they were sitting on the bench.
Beven, how many have
Caps United, they have lost. That is Lot Chunga, it's gone. They have lost Kingsley Mreremba, it's gone.
That's like
they have lost the goalkeeper. In fact, all the goalkeepers, the 2 goalkeepers. In fact, for the goalkeepers, I would not say they have lost. They let them go away. No.
When you spoke about the bench,
listen. Here's the thing. I'm not talking about players who are playing and not playing. I'm saying this is information that you would have gotten to say. They didn't want these goalkeepers anymore.
Who didn't want them?
Yes, that I can tell you. No, the goalkeepers, they were no longer. I'm talking about the goalkeepers. They were let go. Right. There is a difference between losing a player and letting one go. So I'm saying.
So Islanders lost 6.
Yeah. So they lost Lot. They lost Kingsley. They lost God knows Muruira. I think pretty much. I think.
So not much.
Yeah, it's not much.
It's a lot for big giants.
No, it depends. It depends. Even if you go to
when was the last time when they won?
If you go to Islanders, say.
The Islanders, we may say of Facebook, they've never won a league.
We may say
they're still giants.
We may say they have lost, but maybe it's a way of reinventing themselves to say they have had, like you say.
No one has ever wrote on Facebook.
Can I?
We are champions.
Can I finish? You know what? I'm not so sure if losing the players is the right word. Lino Chukua, I would agree with losing. They have probably lost, but. Here's the thing. Listen, I'm responding to that. No, I'm responding to that. Peter Mdua has been there for donkey years. And this is a guy. Listen. This is a guy who had reached the ceiling in as far as the Islander setup is concerned. So the club would probably say, okay, if we're going to cash in on this guy, let's cash in on this guy and reinvent ourselves, because there isn't much that they're going to get from him. I salute his loyalty and which goalkeeper?
Mongoy.
Arius Banda. I mean, come on.
That's a big loss.
No, it's not a big loss. Arius Banda was playing second fiddle to what's his name? His reward what?
Pitches.
PTC. I mean, he was literally the number 1 goalkeeper. No disrespect to Mangoy. He had served the institution well. I think Islanders were so good to let these guys go, because you weren't expecting anything. In terms of loss, I think Godfrey Makaruze and Lino Chukua.
How old is Godfrey? He joined Islanders when he was 14.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's probably one other that you'd probably may want to say probably they lost. But otherwise, the other ones, they had to go.
No, Lino,
so at the end of the day,
for me,
so it comes. But now when it comes to Dynamos lost everyone. No, I'm being frank with you. Frank McCarthy was very important. So was maybe the other twin was not playing. Maybe it's not a loss, but the other one was playing.
One. Those ones are not about 2.
So I'm saying. The other one was playing. It's Kelvin who was playing, right? So Elvis wasn't playing, so so they lost. But Donald Mdadi, they lost Donald Mdadi.
And Tanaka Shandiro wasn't their player. He was on board.
Yeah, but he was there for 2 years.
He was on loan.
Yes.
Yeah, they had no rights on him.
They didn't have rights, like he's saying. Fine, we acknowledge. But the fact that he played well the first season,
even mid-season to say,
yes, but it doesn't.
So you can't count him.
Loss Innocent is in reference to the importance of the player.
Yes,
he had brushes with authorities here and there. But if you looked at listen, can I finish? When the season was ending, he then picked himself up in terms of he was consistently playing for the team. His off-field shenanigans.
Let's look at the last 10 games. Did he play?
He was playing.
Was he a first team player?
Yes, he was playing.
He was on the bench then.
No, to that extent he was playing.
I did commentary for more than 5
No,
games.
but Valentine, remember when you do commentary, I'm by your side.
Yeah, exactly, that's what I'm saying. You're
So I'm saying he was playing.
Was he starting?
Gentlemen,
He was playing. He started probably and get subbed.
what are we discussing? He's starting or he's playing?
He was playing.
He was playing, so he did play.
Yes.
And he didn't start. He wasn't starting. He wasn't starting. So you're both right. Right, let's take a look at the English Premier League. Let's take a look at the English Premier League.
Are we talking about Liverpool?
Do you have a problem with us talking about Liverpool?
With you, what?
Talking about Liverpool.
No, I don't have a problem with anybody talking about Liverpool.
The thing is, as it stands right now, Liverpool are just 4 points ahead of Arsenal. Yes, there's a game in hand, but it's a very difficult game away at Everton on the 12th of February.
The derby, yeah, maybe the new coach bounce can bring a bit of difficulty. But I think
it's going to be played on the 12th of February. So the new coach bounce would have been.
Yeah, well, you may say that, but this is one guy who will not be that much. Yes,
one
can I finish?
12.
He is not going to be that much phased because it's not going to be his first time. But in derbies, they have nothing to do with form.
We saw that against Manchester United.
Exactly, and chances
I mean, derbies is Everton won against Liverpool.
Yeah, but they could just draw their match.
It can happen.
30 over 6.
Yeah, they can still push for a draw. It can happen. You know, but I'm not. You said Liverpool are 4 points ahead of Arsenal. I don't know why you decided to use Arsenal because Arsenal the number 2 side.
Yes.
They're ahead of Nottingham now.
Yeah,
but Arsenal, I don't take those guys seriously.
I'm for serious than Arsenal.
They're having a blast of a season.
Arsenal is back.
It's big way.
Back in the title race. Arsenal are back. They will just Liverpool to the end. Like
Arsenal are back is like Pep Guardiola during the era of Eric Ten Hag saying, "Man, you are back. United are back." You say that big way.
All right, the issue here is that Arsenal are going to be playing against Southampton this weekend. Aston Villa this weekend. I don't know why I'm talking about Southampton. Maybe it's because one team won.
Show them.
One team won against Southampton, and now they are back.
Who's back?
Man U.
No,
I think that's for us now. If they get past Aston Villa this weekend, that can give them a bit of a push.
Yeah, but you want to look at a push to do what? Because we have moments that we use banter and all. But on a more serious note, I think they have not addressed their Achilles heel. You are not going to win that title if you do not have somebody who will score for you 20 plus goals. Somebody who will break that mark. If you looked at the chances that you have it with Messi, it's shocking. You are not going to win the Premiership with those kinds of strikers or forwards. So that is where Liverpool then comes in. They have got a very big advantage because Mo Salah is like he has. Of course, in the past few games, he probably had slowed down a bit, but he's having a season of a life. He's scoring for fun. So you expect that Liverpool maybe to comfortably cross the line, unless by some miracle Manchester City reinvent themselves and come back. You get it?
You know what I feared the most was when Manchester City won, and then they won in the FA Cup.
You thought
and
they were back.
It started again. It's the 1st of January, and now Manchester City are going to win throughout until May and probably win the title. But last weekend's result against Brentford just says that, you know what, maybe there's still a bit of a problem in the Manchester City.
Definitely, they dished the formula that was working for them. They were constantly reinventing themselves. But now they've got an edging squad. So that edging squad will be a problem because the EPL is physical and demanding. So any team that is able to play against them and stand their ground will be a problem to them. So at the end of the day, I think, look, you can tell that there are some disgruntled players in that side. It's just that somehow they are able to play their politics within the club, unlike what obtains at Manchester United, that if Marcus Rashford coughs, it becomes news everywhere, and you get it. Yeah, everybody gets a call. You can tell your Kyle Walker, they're not happy. Your Kevin De Bruyne, they're not happy. You can tell. And
Kyle Walker did ask for a transfer, didn't he?
Yeah, he wants to leave. And they have lost this aura that they had, the aura of invincibility that you'd associate with them, to say, whenever you get to the Etihad, you know that we are in for a hiding. But now, you know you can play this guy. Yes.
Anyone can get a result. We've run out of time. Thank you very much for joining us here on Strictly Football. We were here at the Centurion Sports Club at Harare Sports Club. And of course, where had you gone? Valentine today is just on fire.
Uneasy and jittery.
He's everywhere. Where had you gone?
No, you guys don't allow me to pass my points, so I had to find out if I can get democracy outside.
Well done. Anyway, that's a look at Strictly Football for this week. Join us again next week. We'll be talking about everything topical in the world of sport.